Hey, yo, it's me. It's me. It's the RAV. It is the RAV here, coming back for the Heelcast this week. Gonna review Genesis 2018, the week that was, and with me this week I've got Wrestling Robert. Robert, what's going on, my man?
Hey, what's truly going on? Hi to everyone who is listening to the podcast at this time around. So, this is gonna be a fun show. So,
Yeah, no,
yeah, go ahead.
oh my bad, man. I'm just saying, no doubt. We got some news to talk about. None of it too great, but we got that in Genesis to go down. First, as always, though, we got to do some plugs out here. Only doing the homies from here on out. So check out impactasylum.net. Also, the S&M Podcast with our man Larkin here is doing the Heelcast with us. Also, not former, but current Heelcaster FK9 with Straight Shooting. Our boy Andre Corbeil, of course, the Wrestling Perspective Podcast, including Petey Williams on there. And of course, check out my man BQ at the Impact Lounge. And then last but not least, we got Robert Does Wrestling with this gentleman right next to me here.
Yeah, I'm working on a couple of stuff. I'm usually doing only live stream during Friday, so come and join on the fun.
That's right, motherfuckers. Join up with Robert. Speaking of Robert, we tried getting Chef on, but we can't get Chef to come on and do Impact because you get rid of Brand, move out of Orlando. He's just into his Tuesday night SmackDown live shit now, so we can't get Chef on no more these days. But anyways, we got some news to cover. What's up, Chef? First we go on. I mean, like none of it good. Like I said, look, I mean, EC3 left. We knew that. We talked about that a week or two ago. So I guess it was a Royal Rumble this past weekend, and EC3 showed up on NXT. Robert, I don't know if you have anything to add on there. Just sad. I guess kind of cool that he keeps his name EC3 in a way, but it's just sad to me.
What I find like kind of interesting, I'm gonna be throwing a conspiracy theory out there, so everybody put their tinfoil hat. But have you noticed that all the guys who left were the guys who were pushed by Jungle Boric? I'm talking about James Storm with his push during the Revolution, Lashley, and EC3. It is like, we lost three heavyweights and three of the Jungle Buried guys. How likely is that? But let's take those tinfoil hat out and enjoy what is about to happen. But let's say I wish him the best of luck, and I hope he doesn't end up being the next Mike Canellis. Because, mad shout out to him for doing that amazing decision of signing with the World Wrestling Entertainment after, being pushed since day one in Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, best of luck. That's all I'm gonna say, man. I love EC3, but yeah, I fuck that company. I hope they die. Um, So also the Rey Mysterio to Impact talks took a big hit as he showed up as a surprise entrant into the Royal Rumble this past week too. That sucks. Apparently it's a one-time deal, but they are probably still disgusting from what I've heard. Odds are, dude, let's just keep it real. Rey Mysterio probably won't be an Impact. He'll probably fucking go back to WWE. Rey looked to be in good shape from what I saw in photos. Rob, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, Rey Mysterio is in an amazing shape. I was jealous. This guy is looking great, and he was moving quite fast, especially after all the beatdown he received during his WWE days. So I guess the whole idea about seeing Rey Mysterio in the six-sided ring in the Impact Zone is long gone. We lost the six-sided ring, and we lost probably the ability to get Rey Mysterio unless something radical happens.
Yeah, it seems to be our luck. WWE just getting everyone. It's a sad reality here in this day and age. But at least they're gonna launch the XFL and fuck that up and fail. But I don't know. I'm throwing this out there because I saw the story pop up and I don't see any motherfuckers covering it since. So I'm gonna make sure, goddamn sure, on this show it gets brought up and spread the word too, motherfuckers. So the story broke about 2006 when old Vinnie Mac himself, Vince McMahon, was in a tanning salon and was showing nude pictures of himself to one of the employees, followed her in a room, was groping her, tried forcing himself on her, kissing on her and whatnot. That story in 2018. Look, the chief have covered up all the shit Vince McMahon has done. He's got so many blood and murders on his hands from the stuff that he made people go through back in the days. He's got covered up Jimmy Snuka, the Fabulous Moolah stuff, Pat Patterson fucking little boys. They gave Pat Patterson an appreciation night a couple weeks ago, or a couple years back too. All that shit that gets covered up, or the sheep WWE fans just sweep under the rug, give a shit about. That's fine. But this story, it's 2018. It's different. We got social media warriors and sensitive society around. So this needs to be covered. This needs to get out, and it's disgusting. And I hope it cracks down and burns this motherfucker to the ground. Fuck WWE.
I
Ravens
was
rant.
the whole thing that I find like extremely fascinating, and that is the shining example when it comes down to big hypocrites, especially in the wrestling business, is that during this weekend everybody was praising WWE and how fair and how good they were to women. What are you even talking about? Do you know the history of this goddamn company who have done, cover up all the nasty stuff Moolah was doing? If you don't know what we are talking about, do yourself a favor and put Fabulous Moolah, pimp or prostitute on Google and go ahead and read the account, multiple accounts of female wrestlers who end up being pimped out by Fabulous Moolah under the watch of Vince McMahon Jr. And that whole thing that I saw on the news about him, being a predator in a tanning salon, I won't, I'm one of those people, even due to people who I do not like, I try to give them the benefit of the doubt, innocent until proven guilty, right? But that will not surprise me at all. Hearing all the nasty stuff he had been accused of, people seems to forget the Sable in China, accused him of sexual harassment, and Vince McMahon ended up, paying and setting those cases out of the court. Why? Why would an innocent person do that? But this is a new day, this is a new age, and social media might bring a lot of bad things like rumors and false stuff, but it also brings up the truth, and it is a shining light, and it is the light, and may the cockroaches will be shown and will be exposed. And if he is guilty of doing that type of stuff and being a Harvey Weinstein of the professional wrestling business, I hope he gets his due day at the bottom of the barrel.
If this doesn't get him all those lawsuits together combined, I mean, I don't know that anything's ever going to crack that empire, but what's going to crack that empire is going to be eventually when the right story and the right lawsuit comes out to bring this motherfucker down, because there's more than what we know out there. I guarantee you that. There's so much shit that I've read about, it's such bullshit that they've gotten away with so much, and I think it's because their wrestling and the media hasn't cared about wrestling that much, especially, years and years ago. So I think that's what it is. But something eventually is going to crack this empire. I swear to God, it's not going to be Impact. It's not going to be New Japan. It's not going to be ROH, but something's going to crack this empire at some point. And what that empire does is they just take every bit of fucking talent and everything out there that they can. So today the news broke that JB, Jeremy Borash, who probably is Mr. TNA in all actuality, is signed with the WWE. So JB, who's literally done like everything for the company since the beginning of time, has more, job titles and does more stuff back behind the scenes than anyone probably realizes. Was behind the Broken Universe. Obviously, he proved that at Slammiversary. He's gone. He is with the E now. A huge loss for Impact. I mean, I don't know that it's necessarily saying that the writing's on the wall and the company is about over with, but it's. I'm actually going to kick it to you, Robert. But my thoughts was that with Callis coming in and Diamore, and they're changing the way they do things, that Ed Nordholm's in here. I think for one, they were eventually going to move JB from commentary, although it sounded like that wasn't the case with these set of tapings. But also, I mean, not only JB being gone, I feel like a lot of his roles and stuff that he would have been doing in the company was going to go elsewhere. Was going to get delegated to other people, and he'd lose some of his duties, probably not get the paycheck that he was getting paid. And that's part of my reason with the thought process behind it. But we also knew that Matt Hardy was trying to recruit him last year. A year later, they get him. We obviously know why if you saw Slammiversary. And Rob, anything you got to say to it?
It was sad news. I talk about a little bit about this on my YouTube show, but let's say the resume of this is it is a big loss. Those are huge shoes to fill. But if we survive, Hogan Brother and Eric Bischoff and all the other loons that have been running Impact Wrestling, we will survive the loss of Jeremy Borash. I don't know why people, buy into that mindset that somehow, some way is one person just living for wrestling, the whole thing is gonna, go crashing down, and that is not the case. Let's say there's things like Impact Wrestling always take a huge kind of loss every time Jeff Jarrett leave, because he's kind of like the glue that keep all the things together. But I kind of knew that Don Callis, because he have a huge ego, he wants the big spotlight. But I didn't thought that he will go, for JB. Not probably they didn't offer him either a good enough paying contract, or he was working like per appearance, which that is even worse. So sad news, but I guess someone may need to step up. Let's see who it is, and I'm hoping for the better. There's only up from here. There's no way, things could get worse than during the whole Bischoff and Hogan era, or the Galburick, insane era. So best of luck to JB, but don't don't skip sleep tonight just because JB left. Don't worry, the sun is gonna come tomorrow, and tomorrow is another day, and we can make things better. So don't lose hope in Impact Wrestling, people. Don't lose hope. Go ahead.
JB was hired to host the Law when it comes back on. Obviously, that's not going to be the case now. So all I'm saying again is, maybe hire the Heelcast or the Law. Hint, hint. So throw that shit around again. Maybe we can start campaigning that. But let's see what else. Yes, the positive news, something called the Desi Hit Squad, led by apparently legendary Gama Singh. I've never heard of him. It's a stable coming into Impact in India stable. Formerly Hakim Zahn, who goes by Rohit Raju now. Vikas Kumar, Pagal Parinda, and Gursinder Singh, and Jesus Christ, I'm not even going to try and pronounce this. It may as well just call him Jesus Christ. Bhupinder Singh. Okay. I hope they don't suck. Rob, your thoughts?
Best of luck to them, especially go for that Indian audience. If you can get them, you're good with me. I don't truly care. Okay, I'm not gonna pretend that hey, I'm excited, but get those numbers. If you could get those numbers in India, you're good to go, and that is what Impact needs. So if they can get it done, more power to them, and the best of luck.
Yeah, and sorry for butchering those names. Like, I'm sure motherfuckers over there probably hear some of our names and think they're ridiculous too. So, or not ridiculous, but hard to pronounce and say. So I apologize for not being able to pronounce it. I know I butchered some of those. So people listening from India or in India, my apologies. Didn't mean to butcher the names over there. Nothing but love for you. Genesis got its best. So Genesis drew 310 viewers. It's the best rating Impact's done in 5 months. Sweet. They need to go up from here. Next week is when the good shit starts happening. We get the Don Callis and Scott D'Amore era. We're going to get the return of A Double next week. That's right. Actually, it's in 2 days, man. So now's the time to start watching. Keep it up. Like, get some hype going and start tuning in because I think we're going to get the best parts now. Robert, your comments or any thoughts you have on that?
Yeah, you're on the money. Call your friends, your all TNA friends, like myself. Let them know, hey, there's a new regime in town. Go and watch the first episode and see how they do. If they make it good, people will return. If they you know don't get the ball running, then their names are their days are numbered. But as for now, as far as the spoilers that I read, it looks good. Let's see how it translates on TV, because that is a big, big, that is the difference between indie wrestling and TV wrestling. How well does it translate to the TV audience? And I'm happy to hear that Genesis through good viewership during this episode. So keep it up. Let's go up. Let's aim higher, at least for 500,000 by, let's say, Bound for Glory. I think that is a doable goal. Go ahead.
It could be doable, but yeah, who knows? It's this company. So let's head into Genesis. We had the results here. So the hippie with not much charisma, but you can do and champion. We know why EC3 dropped the belt. Belt he probably shouldn't have had to begin with. Like, let's face it, that dude.
You're breaking in.
We know where he's at, but Matt Seidel, cool. Rob, your thoughts? I can't get behind the guy, man.
No, I'm not a fan of Matt Seidel. He, not a big fan. I know they're doing something more interesting down the line, but this was not, I'm not a big fan, but this was not a bad match, and especially the ending with the sunset flip power bomb and then the shooting star press. That was good. Good that they're taking the title away from CC3 since he's leaving the town. Go ahead.
Yeah. So next, look, it was a good match. I'm not going to take away from that. It was entertaining. I'm gonna miss EC3, man. I am. And then another person that's left the company, Laura Van Ness. She didn't drop her Knockouts title, so she defeated Ali to retain the championship. I enjoy this feud. They brought light of Ali not forgetting what Laurel did to her a while back, which I liked. They did not dropping that. Obviously, we'll find out what happens with that Knockouts championship on the way, as we know Laurel Van Ness has departed. Apology, I guess, for her not showing up at the Royal Rumble. Like, our bad. Everyone's bad, probably. I still think she's going to end up signing there. And I feel she left Impact for WWE, but she did not show up in the Rumble, so apology. I sincerely apologize for that.
That match, LBN versus Alin, to be honest, it was kind of off. I did not, got into the match at all, and the ending, let's not cover the sun with the hands, but the ending was not that good, especially with the whole LBN hitting Alin with the title. And when you saw the footage on TV, she was easily like 6 inches away from her face. Just that, and the camera people and the editing guys did not help them. That was their duty. That was their job. And I guess they missed that. So the whole match was off, the weakest match of the night. But this had nothing to do with Alin or LBN, but the whole match was off. And I'm not gonna pretend that I like everything, that Impact produces. Are gonna be fair and square, and when something is off, I'm gonna say that is off.
What I hope from the next regime is that they just let Allie cut loose and stop this whole she's in training kind of shit. I hope that they just let her go out and wrestle the way that Cherry Bomb performs and let her actually show her abilities as a wrestler and just cut the shit. Like, she's been training for at least a year and a half now. So let's just pretend she got it and knows what she's doing and just let her go and let her have some fucking good matches because like her and Rosemary's got to be on that table at some point. My man Moose defeated Bobby Lashley. Lashley in the end turned on Dan Lambert, spearing him through the table. Sounds like they wrote off ATT. These two have real good chemistry together, Moose and Bobby Lashley. It's nice to see Moose getting made. I feel like it's kind of Moose's year. I think like this dude is probably the future of Impact other than Aries and Eli Drake. I think Moose is probably like guy number 3, but they'll probably be 1A or 1B at some point. So it's good to see that. Like I mentioned on the show 2 weeks ago, if the ATT shit is done and over with, man, like why did you ruin and waste James Storm's final moments? Like his career ending on these people that were just there for a flash in the pan after all that time. And that's the shit that bothers me and makes me really mad about this is James Storm is a legend that most of fans love. Wanted to be world champion again with a legit title reign he never got that he should have got since 2015. Was doing the best character work of his fucking career. Fuck you, Gaburik. But yeah, good. Yeah, dude, it was good. That's all I'm going to say on that. I'm glad Moose went over. I'm going to be sad to see Dan Lambert go. Colby Covington, everyone knows I feel like that dude could be money for the company, especially if he ends up fighting for the title. But, Robert, anything you want to add in there?
The match was impressive, especially seeing Bobby Lashley doing the Hurricanrana on Moose. That was impressive as hell. I did not expect that. Great match, great chemistry between Lashley and Moose. And I agree with you, Raven Effect. I think it was a uber dumb decision to just give the honor of ending the Cowboy James Storm career to ATT guys who left how long, like 2 episodes or 3 episodes later. Horrible idea. But I hope these people that are gonna be the new bosses learn from these mistakes, this type of dumb shit that TNA is known for, and they avoid that. Think twice, think ahead, think about the future. But it is what it is. But that doesn't take anything away from the match between Lashley and Moose, and I happy to see the whole American Top Team angle go loose and do something new with Moose, which he is one of the best heavyweight wrestlers that Impact have, because that is something that they are currently starving. They have like how many, like 5 legit heavyweight. When I'm talking about heavyweight, I'm saying 6 feet, 220 and above. I think they have like 4 or 5 people who fit that bill, if I'm not mistaken, and one is also leaving, which is but I guess there might be another way that they're thinking about booking things, but they need heavyweights, and Moose is the best heavyweight that they got. So hopefully we see him with the Rocket soon. And hopefully we can get to see him getting the big bell before 2018 ends.
Yeah, that Hurricanrana was awesome. It's definitely not expected to see that from a guy Lashley's size doing that. That's so impressive. And yeah, dude, Moose and Bobby Lashley, the two guys, not only like since both of these dudes have showed up in Impact, I've never seen, I don't think, two wrestlers touched everything they do. Which is just crazy. And, you got to give props to Impact and those 2 stars where it's due. So it's going to be very sad when we see Bobby Lashley leave. I hope he does come back. Obviously, we'll see how that goes. But the fucking crazy thing was that dude that seemed to just like disappear and no one seemed to like mention or make light of it or knew what was going on. Like there was an Andrew Everett sighting, and it was over in Japan at Noah. He took on Ishimori for the X Division Championship. Ishimori defeating Andrew Everett, retaining the belt. It was just nice to see Andrew Everett. He's not dead. His girlfriend didn't cast some spell and, get rid of him there. So yeah, welcome back, Andrew Everett. I think maybe I hope he comes back, but it was just nice to see him. Ishimori obviously going to get the win on that. And Robert, anything you got on that one?
This is the kind of stuff that I wanted to see out of Impact Wrestling. Seeing when you bring stuff from the international level, stuff like that, make sure that they have some type of quality. Noah do have TV type of quality. Yes, that is something that I enjoy. That did not took anything away from the show. Not like when they show the atrocious match from WrestleCon, because you they're conning you out of wrestling. That they decided to put like El Patron and everybody who was a big money person, like on a show that did not draw due to like a winter storm. This was good. This is something that I enjoy. This is something Impact can keep on doing. Not every week, but at least every 3 months, one match from Noah. That's good. You are bringing in a whole new arena and a whole new way into recording professional wrestling. That is something that I enjoy. I rather see this than some wacky, you know, indie stuff that they think it is, it is good on TV, because this is not. This Noah match, that was good television. Something new for the new fan, and also something new for the older fan who might not be familiar with Noah.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to see them go to a place with quality and also fans in the stands, and not just like 12 people in a fucking junior high basketball gym, because that was just sad, and I can't even believe that was put on TV. And then in the main event, speaking about Patron, we had our world champion Eli Drake defeat in a three-way match inside the 6 sides of steel, which, Robert, you made up a good point before we started about these 6 sides of steel. But this was a good match. It was entertaining to me. Obviously, the right man won. We'll see what happens with that belt next week. Hint, hint, tune in, motherfuckers. But Eli Drake is my man. I'm glad he won. And that's kind of a wrap from me on that part. Rob?
Yeah, this was a good match. I enjoy it, and so far as we know, this is gonna be a historical match. This is probably the last time we're gonna be seeing the 6 sides of steel on Impact Wrestling, unless they go back to the 6-sided ring. But this is, the end of the 6 sides of the steel. So that's a good way to go out with a bang. Go ahead, Raven.
Yeah, it was. I really don't have a whole lot more left to say about that. I mean, I guess we're kind of having a quick show, which is probably decent for our listeners. Don't have to listen to us ramble on and on for an hour plus like they do most weeks. But definitely tune in. I think these tapings, dude, from everything I've heard, I'm excited about these. I think these tapings are going to be great. I think we're in for a completely different looking product that's going to be a lot better on TV with people that know what they're doing more. Be interested to see what happens with JB since he was on there. Or at least we know he was filming commentary for some voiceovers on this. So I don't know what's going to happen, how they're going to write him off, if they're even going to make light of it or what. We're going to see people on these shows on Impact that you also see on NXT at the same time. So it's going to be a wild ride, but I'm telling you, man, this is the time to tune in and watch Impact. This is when things are going to get fucking good again. And I have some positivity and some happiness in that, because I've just been waiting for these tapings and the new shit to start, and it's finally going to happen. It seems like it's forever, and it's just like, bring it on. That's my take on it. Robbie, anything you want to add or chime in before we say goodbye for the week?
No, I guess this is it. Thanks to everybody who listened to the Heelcast all the way through. You are all the way through. You are the guys who help us a lot and make all of these things happen. So I hopefully you are tuning to the Heelcast next week, and you tune in to Impact Wrestling this Thursday to see the new page, the new chapter into the great book, the great historical book that it is the formerly known as TNA, formerly known as Global Force Wrestling, and now known as Impact Wrestling. So hopefully you enjoy the video, you enjoy this podcast, and you enjoy the Impact show, and you tune in next week. That's it for me.
All right, that's right. Thank you, Rob. Look, I'm the RIV with Wrestling Robert, signing off for not only us two, but the rest of the Heelcast. Shout out to Congo Kong for doing the interview with the Heelcast last week. Thank you, Congo Kong. Impact Wrestling, Heelcast Nation. Check in next week. We're out.